different programming languages. But last year I saw Solana at the beginning of the year, and I was really intrigued and wanted to build something since like a long time ago. And when I saw Solana, I was like, this is the new platform that it might be like the new big thing in blockchain. So I want to build something. I was chatting with my good friend from uni, because I studied physics, and we did both studied physics in uni. And yeah, I had like long conversations with him, trying to convince him to start something together. He's a good coder, so it really makes sense. But he was busy doing like postdoc and after PhD stuff. And after some time, I convinced him. That was like last summer, and we started to learn Rust. He knew some Rust already, so it was easier for him. And me, like I was learning. That was like September. We were living together for like a few weeks and trying to see what is needed in Solana. And that's how we really started in the Solana ecosystem, trying to investigate what was built already, what is not built, how can we collaborate, what can we do in this nice space. I think Solana has like a nice ecosystem. So yeah, that's how we started.
So you saw Solana and you started to learn how to code on that ecosystem in order to build something beautiful. That's pretty awesome. And
and
are you
hard
guys,
as well, because I knew Solidity.
Continue. Sorry.
No. I just wanted to say that it was a tough decision, since I knew already Solidity and I was, making good money, so I could have lived or like build something on Solidity. But instead, I said, okay, like let's learn new things. At the end, like learning is always nice, I guess.
Awesome. That's a big leap indeed. I'm pretty sure you found that Solana has a tighter family. It's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit earlier. How about are you guys doxxed? Are you keeping your anonymity? Which path have you chosen?
Yes, we are anons. We believe that being anons is a cool way of building a protocol, especially when you are like no VC. So there are some people in the ecosystem that know us, of course, but I will say we are anons for most of the people, and we want to keep being anons. I think like at the end, this is crypto, and people don't really care about where do you come from or what you do, or like people can guess where I come from, I guess, because of my accent. So that's not an issue, but I don't want to reveal my identity and say I'm this guy. If I can build something, or we can build something together, and we can collaborate with anyone who is like unknown as well, that will be like nice for us.
Yeah, and also once you are doxxed, there is no coming back. While you can keep your anonymity and you can have a choice down in the future, but there's no other way around.
Yeah, correct. So we might do it at some point. We might dox at some point.
Indeed,
for now,
but for those that cannot guess, where are you from? Must be Spanish, Italian, something like that?
Yeah, I guess I'm Spanish. I guess my accent is very
effortless and sexy, man. Effortless and sexy.
Yeah, thank you for that. I hope.
Like mine, obviously. So let's get into the project side of things. Give us a quick TLDR of what Goblin Gold is for those that didn't prepare for the AMA, didn't read the docs we circulated.
Yes. So in a basic sentence, Goblin Gold is a growth engine for your crypto assets. It means that when you are a crypto user, you have some crypto and you want to generate some yield. So you come to our platform, and we develop strategies where you can invest your crypto assets, and we provide a secure app-only yield. Secure and app-only means that the yield will always be positive. It's not like other platforms where, especially in Solana, they offer you a yield, but it might be negative some weeks, on some months, or depends on the performance. But with us, it will be always positive, and that's what we want to build, like a protocol where you can generate base like super simple yield.
No leveraged positions.
Yeah, no leverage position. In case we do it, we will like separate the strategy, and we will really announce that this strategy is complex and it involves a lot of risk. So, but for the basic people, for the basic DAOs, for the treasury of the DAOs, we wanna generate a secure yield.
So, can you give us some example of how this works? I mean, a little bit of maybe the current strategies or what you have in mind of building in terms of strategies of a simple vault for a DAO or something like that. I want to understand the vision, and I want to understand a little bit the risk profile.
Yes. So you can think as about the year finance of Solana as well. Like there are many people who like to call us like that, because we want to generate like strategies, right? Different strategies.
So a
what
yield
we have,
aggregator.
yes, kind of, yeah. A yield aggregator. You can call us like a yield aggregator. We think it's cooler to say like a growth engine, but this yield aggregator is also fine. The current strategy that you see right now is basically a lending aggregator. So our strategy will deposit in the lending that gives the highest yield at the moment, and for that we have developed a formula. A formula that the code is closed source. We'll talk about that later. But the formula basically is iterative formula. So it doesn't like deploy all of your asset at one point to a lending protocol, because imagine you have a like super huge TVL. If you deploy all of your assets at once to, let's say, Francium, the utilization will be super low. Like imagine you deposit 200 millions right now in Francium in USDC, then the utilization will be low. So it's iterative in the way that it deploys like some amount and finds the right balance to get the best yield across all of the lending protocols. So that's
pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome, because indeed, if the vault is not utilized, the APY is gonna drop a lot. So that's pretty good. And which protocols have you included already into the strategy?
Yes, you can see that in the, like, if you click on the strategy on the overview, you will see that it's Mango, Solend, Port, Tulip, and Francium. So we have those 5 protocols integrated. You can also see on the chart, and we are building on those 5 protocols. Some of them are open source and some of them are closed source. And some people ask, how did you integrate with closed source projects? I will say that was magic. That was magic because it took us a long time, but we did it. It's not magic, of course.
You did it closed source without their help. You just guessed
and
backwards engineered the whole thing.
Yeah. So it took us a long time for Tulip and Francium because we didn't have help, and like it's closed source. But at the end, most of the lending protocols in Solana are very similar. They are based on the same Solana lending protocol. So figuring out certain stuff, looking at their like UI, investigating what they have in the UI, a lot of stuff. At the end, we did it. But yeah, it was not nice. It was not easy. But hopefully in the future, like more people and more protocols will be open source.
So just to recap and to make sure that I've understood, you scan between Mango, Port, Solend, Tulip, and Francium. You see where is the best APY. You make sure you don't completely wreck that APY by depositing the whole vault. And
sorry, your voice is breaking. Can you?
I can. I'm looking at the bit rates on the streams. Everything is super healthy, stable at. So I don't think there is an issue on my side.
Okay. Now I can hear you well. Maybe it's my side. Sorry.
Perfect. Let's go back where we were. I'll just recap to make sure that I've understood correctly what's going on so far. So you have a vault at the moment. You have 3 different vaults with Solana, with Marinade, Sol, MSol, and USDC.
Yes.
You scan between Mango, Port, Solend, Tulip, and Francium. You make sure you find the best APY. You make sure you don't destroy it by depositing the whole vault, and that's the best yield you can get from that set of protocols.
Yeah.
And the deposit happens in the native token. So I'll deposit MSOL to the MSOL vault, and I'll get another token that's called GG MSOL.
Yes, correct. So if you want to know more about what really happens and how we get the yield from the protocols, because that's a question that everyone is asking, even yourself. Like last time you had a tweet, you were mentioning this API shit. Like I go to Francium, and in Francium it's written that it's giving me 5%, and in Goblin Gold it's only 3%.
Yeah, this is part of my questions. Yeah, thank you for addressing this.
Yeah, but it's not, and you are not the only one. Like everyone is coming to us and saying, you give me like shitty API. It's not that we give shitty API, it's that the way we calculate the APY, we think is the right one. We basically the chart on the right, you can see the data from like the different protocols. And what we do is like every 2 hours, we have deposited the same amount in every protocol. Let's say like 100 USDC in each protocol. And every 2 hours, we look at what has been the rewards in each protocol, and based on that, we extrapolate annually, and then we apply the formula for the APY. So that's the data we get, and it's the data I encourage everyone to get it. So you can do the same. You can like deposit in Francium, and every 2 hours you withdraw whatever you can withdraw, which is the maximum withdraw, and then you will see how many rewards you get. If someone says it's 5%, 10%, or 12%, or like 111, I don't care. Like, I don't care what the UI tells me. I do care about what what we get and what we can prove. So that's what we can prove, and we can say this is the way we calculate it. It's not that we give shitty API. We give the same API as if you only deposit in, let's say, Francium. If it's because most of the time it's Francium that gives the highest APY. So most of the assets are deposited in Francium at the moment. So we give the same API as Francium. We just calculate in a different way. And that cost us maybe users seeing like your API shit. We could do easily, like we could put like 2x what is written there. You think it takes us no time? Like we could put like 10% there. And maybe
I like how you can manipulate the data to get the outcome you want. In other words, don't trust front ends. Like, what's the lesson here? What should we take? How should we navigate the seas of various DeFi protocols and pick the best return for our crypto if we can't trust those APYs? Like, what can we do for that?
Yeah, you can deposit and the same amount in every protocol, and withdraw after. We do it like we check because we do it on chain, right? Like we have the integration with the smart contract, so we can check on chain how much max withdraw we have for each protocol. But what you can do is like do it off chain as well. You can deposit and withdraw with your own wallet, and if it passed the same amount of time, you can see what gives you a better API, or you can actually calculate the APY. And that's the only way you can really trust the APY. I saw some comments on the Yarn Finance Discord as well, because they now have on Phantom, and like they give APY after like several days. So if you deposit for a few days, you won't get any APY. So we want to get rid of those issues, and we want to show real APY, right? Like real rewards, like real what you are gonna get in a day or 2 days.
I see. I appreciate the truthfulness, and I appreciate it, and I understand that it will cost you users, especially if if they don't look any further and they just take the numbers, add them in a chart, and then short it to the highest. Yeah, that's they're gonna go to the highest. Out of curiosity, because I'm also lending throughout the various protocols for a long time now, and we also have a group of people. We have also in the community that do all this research for DeFi strategies. We have a community treasury that is lending at the moment. Have you ever seen any platform give a higher APY than Tulip or Francium?
You mean a lending protocol?
Yeah.
So there are many out there, right? Like it depends on if you count like liquidity mining rewards. So we don't want to count on liquidity mining rewards because at the end it's not scalable in the long term. If they are only planning to do like liquidity mining for let's say like 3 months, then we will have to integrate those liquidity minings. Most of the liquidity minings are off chain, so are happening off chain. You cannot really integrate them on chain, and we don't like that. We do everything we can on chain. But for sure, I guess like Apricot lending protocol, sometimes they have like super good APYs. I don't know. There might be other lending protocols that at some point they give high APIs, but what we have seen is that Francium and Tulip, they are super good regarding the utilization they have. So that's why we have integrated. Although it costs us like a lot of time because they are closed source, we wanted to include.
Most probably this is happening because they have their own engines to utilize those vaults through leveraged farming.
Yeah. Yes, correct. I think so.
I've totally understood what's going on with the current strategy and the current vaults. I'd like to know a little bit more about the vision and what do you see future strategies going, and how do you see other DAOs, organizations, and individuals connect to your protocol?
Yes. So at the moment, we are working in one strategy that it will be live. Hopefully like soon. Is the strategy where we integrate with Saber and Sunny aggregator. So basically, we will like deposit the assets on those on like let's say Sunny aggregator, which you can deposit the LP from Saber, and we'll like get liquidity mining rewards that those are on chain, so we can sell them and like compound for more assets like LP and redeposit. So it's basically a liquidity mining strategy that Jern Finance has done with like many protocols, but in this case it's on chain. All of the smart contracts are public, so thanks for the Saber guys for that. Like they really have nice smart contracts, and everything is open source, so didn't take us a long time, and we are currently testing it on mainnet and will be soon available in our platform. Regarding more strategies, we are thinking about different ones. Like you can think about like any liquidity mining that is happening on chain, we can do the same strategy. But also we can do a more complex strategies where we can borrow some assets and redeploy assets that are linked, let's say USDC, USDT, or Solem Sol, or some other assets that are linked one-to-one, and we can deposit, borrow, redeposit, which involve more risk, and we want to separate those strategies for the ones that we currently have that involve no risk, no impermanent loss.
Awesome. And will the user ever be able to make their own strategy and pick and create their own vault, or it will always be predetermined vaults made by your engineers, your developers?
Our vision is that at the end, the community will build their own strategies. So we'll put a framework, and like community will bring up their own strategy. But for the moment, we want to separate those strategies, and you will be able to invest in the ones you want. So we don't want to mix all of them in one package, which we could do at some point if like community. So at the end, we are like a DAO, and we want to listen to the community. If the community is telling us you need to build this together, like only one strategy per asset, okay, we do that. Like we have no problem. But if we will build those separate, then it will be easy to make a conglomerate of them, right? Even yourself, you can deposit a certain amount of money here, and then you can see what is the performance. So that's our plan for the future.
Before I get into the coin, the future coin, the governance, the DAO, I want your opinion on what's going on at the moment with liquidity in general in Solana. Liquidity in various protocols is dropping, and it seems that it's jumping ship. What's happening in the DeFi scene? Why do you think this is happening? And what's missing from Solana on the DeFi side of things to be even more successful?
Yes. I guess most of the liquidity that is not coming anymore into Solana is due to the congestion issues that Solana had in the past weeks. So talking to several friends that are in different ecosystems, they are a little bit scared of Solana being congested again. I guess we'll need time for that to pass and to forget, because issues has happened to every network. Besides that, I think Solana really has the essential DeFi protocols or elements at the moment. So when we start building 1 year ago, there were so many pieces. Now it's good?
Yeah, now I can hear you well. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, what I was saying is that 1 year ago, there were many missing pieces in the Solana DeFi ecosystem. As if you compare right now, where most of the essential elements are already built in the DeFi space of Solana. So if you look at things that are missing, I will say alchemics, self-repaying loans in Solana, or tokenize the future yield, like other protocols do in Ethereum, fixed rate loans. But I think one piece that will bring a lot of DeFi users is the new Solana Pay, this tool that Solana has released, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, and it could onboard many users, millions, I will say, of users to the Solana ecosystem. But yeah, I don't have the answer on how can we bring all the users to Solana, because there is a really strong competition across different layer 1s and layer 2s at the moment, right, in the market. So I think in the long term, people will use the ones that is cheaper, which in this case is Solana by transaction fee. So I'm still positive in the long term.
Totally agree. Super bullish on the long term. On the other hand, I realize that mistakes have happened from many projects with tokenomics, with VC investments, with inflationary tokenomics and a low float. So yeah, the mistakes have happened. The timing was weird for Solana. But despite all these things, I'm super bullish that those network issues will be patched, will be fixed, network will be decentralized eventually, and Solana has great chances of being one of the dominant layer ones. I'm not on the side of things that believe in Ethereum killers. I think we're going towards a multi-chain world with where companies and users can choose and blockchains can specialize. But yeah, eventually everything is going to be Bitcoin.
Also, Neon Labs just announced, I think today, that they will be live on testnet soon. Also, Chainlink will come to Solana. So there are those pieces that are missing, and once those pieces are coming into the ecosystem, I think Solana, as you said, has a good chance of becoming one of the biggest chains out there.
Another question that I see from on two platforms, audience is asking, what are you doing with audits? And are you planning to audit? Have you audited any of the code? What's the story there?
Yeah, so we want to open source the smart contracts, but our users are scared that there might be a hack, since we have no audit done yet. So the code has been reviewed. We are currently building what we call the version 2, which is a more modular version of the smart contracts, especially for this strategy and for the upcoming strategies. So in a way, we are building the same strategy, same but in a way that could be audited, and in the long term we don't need to audit every time we integrate a new protocol, which will happen right now. So once that happens, I hopefully will be next month we are gonna get an audit, and hopefully we can get like open source as soon as possible, because that's what we believe in, open source and helping other DAOs to contribute to the ecosystem. But since right now we don't have no audits, we like to keep the code closed source, which is sad, but it's also safer for the, not just for us, but for like the people who have trust us.
Awesome. Now audits, great. It's great to have. They take a long time, especially to schedule them. So yeah, if anybody is wondering out there why not all projects just don't press a button and get audited, yeah, guys, it takes a very long time to schedule. It's very expensive, and it's
and I will say like it's not everything. You have an audit and it's everything. I will say if you are open source and like several people from the Solana ecosystem has reviewed your code, sometimes it's also good in comparison to like an audit that might happen and then you can get hacked, right? We have seen that already in Solana. We saw that. It doesn't mean like an audit as useless. They are super useful and we want to get one as well. But sometimes users get confused and think that because there is no audit, it's unsecure. I wouldn't say that. So yeah.
Another question coming now from me, because I explored the protocol and the website and the documentation on one of my streams. Of course, it was a humorous take, but the humorous take was reinforced by something that I read called Ponzi Labs, which doesn't exist anymore. I noticed there was a rebranding on that. What is Ponzi Labs, and what did you rebrand it to?
Yeah. So Ponzi Labs is us coming with sense of humor and saying we are gonna build a protocol that is like no VC. So we don't want VCs because we believe that crypto and the essence of crypto is especially what you said, like about Solana ecosystem being like the VC chain and everyone doing like high valuations. We said we don't like that. Although it's believe me, it's hard to do that. Like we have suffered a lot. We could have accepted it will be like maybe an easier path, but it wouldn't be fair and it wouldn't be like what we love and trust. So we said no, and we said what is the name that we asked the community, but since it was very small in our Discord, like no one decided, so we decided Ponzi Labs as a good name for like no VCs will come again and ask us to put some money.
Now I understand the thinking. Nice. It's like a scarecrow tactic.
And it worked. Believe me, it worked. Like no VC wanted to invest when we are called like Ponzi Lab.
Okay, that's a really funny story. Okay, and now what is the rebranding to? What was Ponzi Labs called? Was it the like? I'm confused on what it was. Was it the coin you get that gets the yield from the vault? Was it?
No, it was like
the name of your team developing that protocol. So it was Goblin Gold by Ponzi Labs.
No, it was like we wanted to call what is now Goblin Gold. It was Ponzi Labs before, so it's the same. Like the platform, it will be called like Ponzi Labs. That's why still the icon is the Ponzi like.
It's the pyramid. Now I get it.
Because we are rebranding, so we are like working. We already have like some design, but since we don't have all of it, we won't update it. But it was a name crazy. I will say crazy meme, because at the end the community said, okay, you need to change this. This is not scalable. Like people won't like this, and like you might find it funny, but at the end, so many people find it. This will be a scheme, and we actually want to do the opposite. We don't want to do like crazy liquidity mining. We don't want to do crazy high valuation. We want to do the opposite. So it was like a perfect meme, but very hard to prove to the normal user who doesn't know us, right?
Yeah. Someone needs to get deep into the community to realize that this is, a joke. Someone just reading it. It would be, picked up by some mainstream media and just, take it to the wrong side. I want to go now to the section where I ask about coins and I ask about how how the protocol is making money and how that money can be how that revenue can be possibly split with some token holding, how DAOs and governance get into play. So what's going on? I see a staking tab on your website with testing funds and testing names here and there. Pretty sure you are preparing some token. Can you spill the beans and give us some alpha?
Yes, I can tell you a little bit more about our basically business plan. So we are a protocol that survives out of fees. So we live out of fees. Like we charge a 10% fee, performance fee at the moment. So in the strategies that we are building, we'll charge you like 10% of the performance fee. So whatever you generate, what you generate will charge you 10% fee.
Does this does that include the other protocol levels like Francium's fee, or that's on top of the 10%?
That's what do you mean Francium fee? Like
Francium takes a fee as well when you deposit and
it's after that. So it's after that. After you deposit in Francium and you generate yield, what you get as a reward, we take 10% on the Francium rewards or any rewards out there. Yes. So that's how we can make a business plan and like a protocol that generates revenue. And we are thinking that the protocol will be sustainable if we get around like 300, 400 millions on TVL. So at that moment, we think that the protocol will be self-sustainable, which is, I guess, is a big number for now, but reachable, I would say, if we develop different strategies. And then I'm gonna mix the also like what we are planning as a VC or no VC, or how can we get funding at the moment with this question as well, because I will explain in a wider term. So as I mentioned, we are a no VC project, but we do need some funds in order to pay, for example, a UI dev. So we need help with the UI, and we are looking for a UI dev. If anyone out there is like looking or like likes our project and wants to work with us, we have like some funding that we got from a DAO, which is called Rempo DAO. So Rempo DAO, I can send you the link in the chat. So what is Rempo DAO? Rempo DAO is a credit union, and it says by builders for builders. So instead of a VC, we take a grant from the Rempo DAO, and they will not give us a valuation as as the VCs do. What they will ask is like to get back the loan. So we get a loan, a credit from these guys. We will need to give back the loan, and we'll need to give back certain, of course, shit. I got a. We need to get back some
interest. Some interest.
Yeah, interest. Sorry. Some interest.
Yeah, brain freeze.
Yeah. So, I got confused. So we need to give back some interest, right? And those interests will be on our token. The difference with the VC is that these guys don't give us like evaluation. They say, take our money, build something, go into a liquidity event, which is an IDO that we will do. At the IDO, you get what your value, you get your valuation, and you give us interest back. So you give us what we gave you in USDC, and you give us also the interest in as tokens. In this way, the tokens will be locked by Rempo DAO. So they don't want to dump our tokens. They want to, build for sustainable and for the future. So we believe it's like a way better deal than VCs, and also it's a new DAO. So at the end, we want to help like DAOs in the ecosystem, and we thought this is a super nice way of like getting some money, because we don't need some money to build the protocol, right?
Yeah, awesome story there that you got this type of loan from a DAO. I've never heard of that DAO. Is it a Solana DAO? If it's a Solana DAO, it's
a new DAO. It's a new DAO.
Is not something that ported from Ethereum, or it's just a bunch of important good builders or investors in Solana that made the syndicate?
I can't reveal like who is real behind, but I will say some Solana people, Solana ecosystem people are there as well. So for sure, like there are Solana guys on the Rempo DAO and some other people who are not coming from Solana as well, who want to help builders in a way that in a different way than VCs who are like just a big name and they put some money and sometimes they forget about you. So these guys are people who help us already in the past, and we ask for like some money in a different way, and they created Rempo DAO as a new way of funding projects, and more than funding, like giving loans to project and credits. Yeah.
Awesome. So you said you're gonna do an IDO. You're gonna go for a liquidity event. Tell us more.
Yeah.
Give me a timeline and like how's how's the token gonna be called? A little bit of everything.
Yeah. So since Goblins give is a good like way of doing NFTs regarding like creating Goblin NFTs, we thought we can do some NFTs as well. At the moment, our designers are working on like 3 NFTs for the people on the team, which we are 3 people at the moment. And besides that, we are planning to also like launch other NFTs, which is not sure if we are gonna give like token allocations on the NFTs. But what is sure is that we are gonna do an IDO at some point. At some point, I mean in 3-4 months. So we'll wait. We wanna build something meaningful before like we go on a token launch. We don't wanna like just raise fund in the token launch like tomorrow and raise funds and then build. We believe that we should build before we can prove that we can generate revenue and a protocol, and like we can build something cool, and then we go to a liquidity event. So for that, we think in 3-4 months after our UI looks better because we need to work on the UI. So I would say 3-4 months IDO, and then what I can also tell you about the token, how it will look like. We also believe that that's the question you asked about the staking. We also believe so the token will be called, I don't know, like Goblin Gold or GG. GG is like a good meme that we can use from the gaming.
Yeah, and with the positive vibes, it's like a gaming thing. It's an internet slang thing. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. And then what we believe is that stakers of our token should get some benefits as well. So we believe some fees from the protocol will be shared across the stakers of the token. We also are thinking about not just giving like staker of the tokens, but also stakers of like liquidity pool tokens, which will be like, let's say, Goblin Gold USDC in, let's say, Orca, in an Orca pool. Will also be able to stake here, and we'll give some tokens to the people who provide liquidity, which is always important, right? Like some people who provide liquidity for you.
Oh, that's okay. Some liquidity mining, in other words, because you're gonna be launching the token through various dexes like Orca, Radium, and etc.
Yeah, well, it's not like liquidity mining is like from the fees that you get from the protocol, you will buy our token and share it across the stakers. Regarding the liquidity mining, is what I mentioned before. We believe like most of the time liquidity mining is for big whales. Like you are a whales friend, so you must know them. So big whales go friends, and like and they dump your token immediately, and I guess we have all done this with different platforms, different tokens. So we think that a better sustainable liquidity way of doing things is what we call like golden liquidity. Golden liquidity means that we'll get liquidity from DAOs, and in exchange we'll give back tokens to DAOs. So what we are giving back is 2.5% per 100 millions USD, like in dollars valuation of what you provide us if you're a DAO. So we believe our protocol is well suited for DAOs. We are also integrated in the realms already, so we can easily create an instruction and you can invest in our vaults. If, as I mentioned, we think it's a better.
Sorry for interrupting you, but this is really important. This is important also for Grape, and it's also important for many Realms users. are you building that? Are you building a way to make an instruction to your vault? Because we also have a treasury on Realms.
Yes, I know.
Are you pushing that? Have you spoken to Sebastian? Have you like it's very important, and we would immediately utilize such.
Okay, nice to hear. So yeah, we are in close collaboration with Sebastian because in the past he suggested us what we call DAOs, which will be like decentralized vaults. But we skipped that part and we said, okay, we have the realms. So if Mango Markets had a proposal on how to where to invest their treasury, and part of the treasury will come to Ponzi Labs. We are just thinking of on a more like collaboration with other builders in the space to review our code because they want us more secure code. So we have for sure like other treasuries like the Mango Markets that will allocate some funds from the treasury to our vaults, and then you can see in our realm that there is an instruction on how to invest treasury into our vault. There was a problem before like Sebastian released the new release of the version 2 of the governance in Solana. It's still not ready, the UI, but they are working on that. Once that is ready, I can send you the link of what will look like. But it's basically, it's 5 instructions what we need to deposit into our vault. Hold on, I will send you.
Beautiful. That's gonna be super important, and it's gonna make a lot of noise throughout the Solana ecosystem. If we have as a DAO an ability to instruct trustlessly funds towards your vaults, that's a game changer.
Yeah, correct. And the thing is that we will give back tokens as long as you lock it. Of course, we will like create a smart contract for that. So we'll give. So that's the proposals where is an example of how to invest from your realm to our vault, and we lock tokens for I think we are thinking about 2 years. So for every 100 millions that you bring into our platform, we'll give 2.5% of the total supply tokens to you. It means like if you bring one, it will be 0.25. If you bring less than one, like you can do the calculations, but that's the rate that we are looking at, and we believe is a better way of collaborating with other DAOs. It's a better way of like people not dumping our tokens, but instead it's DAOs that holds and lock our tokens, because usually a DAO holds the tokens from other DAOs because it's a close collaboration between them. It's not that Alameda guys come in and like dumping your token. So that's what we believe. Like we are talking to different other protocols like Marinade. We have a partnership upcoming with them where they will bring us liquidity as well. And that's the proposal. And if you click on the instructions, you will see 5 instructions. If you click on the instructions there, you will see 5 instructions there, and that's how you will invest in our platform from the real.
Wow, that's awesome, and I'm gonna send it to our team to take a look on this one, so we can. Yeah, that's gonna be very helpful, and yeah, as I said, game changer for DAOs. I had a question about who's the ideal holder of the token, but from the way I understand it, the ideal holder of the token is someone who builds strategies, or is a DAO that wants to direct money towards various vaults. So how is the governance, the governance token going to play a role in the direction the protocol takes?
Yeah, we want to be a real DAO, and if you look at our tweets at the beginning, we even wanted to decide the name by the community. So we asked our community what should be our name, and since we didn't have a lot of like community back then, and a guy from the community told us like Ponzi Labs, we found it funny. We decided Ponzi Labs, and at some point, like now our partners want to rename. But what I mean is that we are super open to like community, and since we launched the token, we can start deciding things on chain, which is how you usually like decide things. So the governance will play a big role in our protocol.
Awesome. So just to do a small recap of the information you gave, because of course it didn't add up to 100%, you're gonna give the whole distribution is going to be according to the deposits in the vaults plus a small IDO, right? Is
So
that
the whole
what adds to 100% of the token? And
so,
whatever, and the interest to the DAO that loans you the money.
Yeah, so we have an allocation for the. So I cannot give numbers at the moment because it's not super settled. But you can think about like from 20 to 30% to the team, from 20 to 30% to the DAOs. So we believe that we'll bring that amount of TVL from DAOs, and we can think about other stuff like, you know, when you spin up a new token, you need like a liquidity bootstrapping. So we'll need like 10%. We'll need 10% for the IDO as well. And who knows if we give some to the airdropping to the early contributors who are supporting us already and has supported us in the past. We have taken a snapshot already. We are going to take another snapshot soon. For the people who trust us already, you know, it's nice to also, we can't promise, as I said, we are thinking about that, and it's nice to contribute them or reward other people in the space as well. So we don't want to go on the traditional liquidity mining way of like attracting TVL. We want to go more on the DAO TVL, like what we call golden liquidity. We are working on a Medium article to explain all of this as well.
Awesome. Like you answered all my questions, and from all the platforms that I'm going through, I can't see anything pending. I'm impressed, and I'm gonna try out the vaults. I'm gonna push our DAO and our DAOs, because we have sub DAOs with sub DAO treasuries, to actually play around and maybe try out that instruction to deposit something into the Goblin Gold vaults. Very excited. Will you be? You said you want to keep your anonymity, but maybe are you going to participate in any of the Solana events around the world? Any hackathons? Anything that you know that people can
That's
meet
a good. So some of our team members is right now the Singapore hackathon, but the two other members, me and my partner, we are not participating. We are sitting at home, working hard at the moment. I think when summer comes, or like in few months, we will be participating in some hackathons or stuff. But at the moment, sadly, we are sitting at home and doing like calls every now and then, working hard to release this, the token, the protocol, everything, the new strategies. So sadly, won't be able to meet you guys at the moment, but
hopefully in the future. From what I understand, you are still in the beginning of a long journey. You're here to stay. We're going to be playing around with the beautiful things you're building.
For sure, man.
Any shout outs to any teams out there? Any underrated projects, underrated builders, communities, DAOs, whatever you think is worth a shout out?
Yes. We are calling every DAO in the Solana ecosystem that have a treasury or they are looking into collaboration with other DAOs. We have like a protocol that generates up-only yield. That's how we call it. And you can work with us and in a simple way, in a decentralized way, invest into us, and we'll give you back tokens. As I said, we can do that in a few weeks when everything is more set up, because right now, even the instructions, if you try to run it, it will fail because the UI, the Realms UI, is not up to date in order to run like 5 instructions in one transaction in Solana. But as I said, it will be March, and when March comes, we are happy to collaborate with any DAO out there who wants to put their treasury to work. And we also want to say we are looking for a UI dev. That's what we are missing at the moment, and we have funding that we got from this Rempo DAO credit union and tokens to give to the right candidate.
Awesome. I think someone already is heading towards your Discord in order to apply for that position. So let's see someone from the audience. Very nice. I'm really happy when we manage to connect people and bring some value on both sides.
Yes, and we can also promise sense of humor. That's a thing.
Of course. And I love that this whole journey prompted this awesome talk. I'm really hyped to try out what you're building, try out any new strategies that come, and I'll always look at whatever those front end APY values are given to me. I'll just now think twice.
Yes, watch out. Don't trust. Only trust like smart contracts, right? That's what they say.
Indeed. But you know, in this world of complete decentralization, I've noticed that there is a lot of trust required in some areas. It's weird.
Yeah, I agree.
So thanks again. Thank you so much for being here. Any questions that pop up after our talk, I'll whisper you. I'll send them over. And of course, for those that missed half of the interview or you totally missed it, there's going to be an edited version on YouTube with chapters and links to all the platforms. Thank you, Binjo. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for building. Thank you for being in Solana and taking the time to talk to us.
Awesome, Chris. Thank you. Thank you for hosting us here, and to Grape Community, and to everyone.
See you around, man. And best of luck with everything you're building. We'll be around. We'll be in touch. Take care.
Take care. Ciao, ciao.